Today I wanted to talk about something that I hear people ask online and in real life over and over again, and that is basically, how do you save money? How did you save X amount of money? How long did it take you to save X amount of money? The numbers I usually hear are $1,000, $5,000, $10,000, $100, $1 million. It's always a certain milestone that I'm hearing people pinpoint based off of where they are in life. And I just wanted to basically give you a clear-cut answer to paint a picture that it is possible, and it might not be easy, but the concept is simple. If you guys are into that, please stay tuned for how I saved $10,000 in 1 year on a low income. There are 5 things that actually helped me reach this milestone of $10,000 in 1 year. And I really do feel like they played a pivotal role in me being able to save money in general, let alone $10,000. And I plan to actually use this going forward to reach more milestones in my financial journey. So what were those 5 things? Starting with number 1, I don't drink. A lot of these things that you guys hear me say are gonna be things that you might not wanna hear. This one being the biggest one. Alcohol is so expensive. Not only is it expensive fiscally, but physically expensive too. I do not drink alcohol, and it's something that brings sometimes contention in conversation, because not having a reason for not drinking alcohol in this society is just unacceptable. I just don't like how it tastes. I've never been a fan of how much it costs either, but I feel lucky in that I just do not enjoy alcohol. And a lot of it is met with people saying, maybe you should just find one that tastes sweet or that you think tastes good. That's a lot of effort to be putting out in order to spend money that you potentially don't have. So because I don't like it, I don't consume it. It's just like if you don't like onions or if you don't like peanuts, you just don't eat it, right? That's basically what it is for me in alcohol. It also cuts out the whole club scene completely. I have been to a club one time when I turned 21. My friends took me out, and it was an interesting experience, especially since I don't drink alcohol. I know it's not ideal to hear. I know that's not something that people want to come to terms with, but it does save a lot of money to just not drink alcohol or to cut back a significant amount. Which brings me to my second thing that helped me reach $10,000 in 1 year on a low income, and that is my friend group. You want to be around people that are very similar to you, hold similar values, don't pressure you into things that you don't want to do, whether that's spending a lot of money, going to clubs, partaking in recreational activities that you don't necessarily feel comfortable doing. Your friend group plays such a huge and pivotal role in how you spend your time and how you spend your money. A lot of my friends in my friend group have more than I do. When I am around my friends, they are talking about things that I aspire to do and to be. They have families, they are married, they value quality time with people that are important to them. If you do have a difference in opinion, if you do have a difference in tastes, if you don't want to drink, they're not going to pressure you and say, why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you doing that? They're not going to run up the bill when you go to have dinner with them. They are considerate of your time. They are considerate of your space and of your values. Those are the kind of friends that you need to surround yourself with if you want to be able to save a large amount of money in a short amount of time. Because I promise you, if you do surround yourself with people who don't care about their health, who are living in the moment, who need instant gratification, then some of that will rub off on you. You want to be a social person. People are naturally social beings. At the end of the day, a good influence will do you wonders in life. You want to be surrounded by at least one good influence. If you can find someone or you have someone in your life who is a good influence, hold them close and cherish them, because those type of people are very few and far between in today's society. Third, material things do not interest me. But if material things simply don't interest you, then you're gonna use your money in different ways. For example, my wardrobe. I don't have labels. I don't have a lot of things that are over a certain amount of money that I wear. And part of that is probably because of where I live. I live in Seattle, Washington, and you don't want to be a walking billboard of money when you're walking around in Seattle, Washington. But also, I do know that with life comes change in your body, change in your interests, change in your health, and you're not guaranteed to be wearing those pieces for more than a few years. So I try to spend my money on quality pieces that, you know, might be pricey, but that are just good quality material. And lastly, I spend on material things that are needed. So I do spend on high quality electronics. If I want to run a good blog, then I'll buy a MacBook, because those computers over Windows don't need you to install malware. They last a long time, even though they are pricier. They do last more than the recommended 5 years for certain electronics. So things like that I will invest in. Next is my career. I did major in STEM in college, and this is another thing that I feel like people are not gonna wanna hear. But if you do wanna be able to save a certain amount of money, then you need to be realistic about the career choice that you choose. There's just no nice way to say that. And a lot of the barriers that are included with getting these careers keep people out, and I acknowledge that. That's why I feel like when people say going to college is the easy way out, it's just not a fair statement, because passing through college and graduating with a good GPA in a STEM field is one of the hardest things that I have ever done in my life due to the financial aspects. If all I had to do in college was get good grades, then college would have been a walk in the park. I actually got out of college with almost $100,000 in debt. And when I met my partner, he had the exact same amount of debt that I had, and we're still paying it off. And I don't want to hear, well, you had 2 parents in the household, because that's also not true. My dad and my mom divorced when I was 19, and my husband's mom isn't even alive. People aren't just, you know, in these cookie cutter situations and being able to get through college because their parents paid for it. STEM is a gateway to making a better living and getting jobs with more flexible hours. It's not what people want to hear. Again, there's not that many people interested in math, that like science. You know, outside of coding, science is not sexy. I'm not a coder, I am a biologist. They go into biology to go to pre-med, or, you know, to be a dentist, or even a physical therapist. That's another thing. Honestly, one of the biggest things that helped me be able to save that amount of money in that amount of time. And the fifth and final thing that helped me save $10,000 in 1 year is the stock market. Had I known the power of compound interest and investing in the S&P 500 when I was 19, I feel like I would be so much more ahead than I am right now. I have been investing in the stock market for 5 years now, and only now did I start to really realize the power of compound interest and delayed gratification, as well as strategic spending. In the stock market, it's dependent on world events. So sometimes it's really not good, and other times it's really, really good. And on average, the S&P 500 gives you a return of about 8% a year. So that's 8% interest on money that you are putting in. That's gonna earn you so much more than just putting $1,000 in a bank account. It actually does work in your favor to have interest work in your favor. Once I understood that, my savings really skyrocketed, and I really don't think I would have been able to save that much had I not put in my first $40 and invested in ADM and got my first 43-cent dividend. Also, you can't liquefy it as easily, so it forces you to keep that money in there so that it does grow, and also to either make more money, save more money, or have a cash reserve on hand that you can use while that money works for you. A lot of people say, okay, you're saying to invest, but you're not telling me how to start. Where do you start? Step by steps. If you guys want me to make a video about that, then please leave it in the comments below, because I'm definitely thinking about going that route. So these 5 things are what has helped me save $10,000 in 1 year. I hope you guys found this helpful, and I really want to know in the comments where you're at in your savings journey, if you have any of the same strategies that I do, or if you have any different ones. And I will also update you once I hit the next milestone, which my next one is 100,000, and I'm almost there. So please let me know what you think in the comments, and I will see you in the next video.